The next set of tools that we're going to look at is the draw options tools. Now, there's a variety of different draw tools here. We can draw arcs, we can draw circles, ellipses, straight lines, multiple lines, arrows, squares. We can use dimensioning. We can also have the text option. For our purposes, we really in CAD are only need to look at the line tool and the text tool. Now you can definitely go play with the other ones, and I suggest that you do to get an idea how they work. But there's a little trick to using the draw tools, and that's looking at the dots. The green is the first thing you need to select. The yellow, if it has it, is the next thing you need to select, and then the red is the final thing you need to select. So let's try the line tool. So select the line tool, click once with the left mouse button to anchor one end of the line, and you notice I can move it around, flip it all over the place, get to my next spot, click, and it anchors that end, and it's still attached. I can then go draw another line, another line, another line, another line, another line, another line, another line. I can keep going as much as I want. When I'm ready to quit that particular set of lines, I use the right mouse button to disconnect. Okay, let's try that again. Select our line tool, anchor, anchor that end, anchor that end, anchor that end. Remember, I'm using my left mouse button to do my anchoring. The right mouse button disconnects. Now there's a couple little handy little features here up at the top called snap. Now we can set snap to grid, which means that each one of these little dots or corners will end up exactly on a dot on the grid. Can be handy, and we'll actually use this for drawing the template. We also have snap to angle, and let's say we set it to 60 degrees and watch what happens. When I select, notice as I move the mouse, it doesn't move, and then it automatically snaps to 60 degrees in this case. Doesn't move, snaps to 60. Very useful. And the last one is snap to none. And that means that you can select your line tool and you can put it any place. Notice how I can land in between the dots. I don't need to be on the dots anymore. All of that works really well. Okay, I'm going to delete all this. So I'm going to go just show you a little edit option here. The delete. I draw a box around everything that I want to delete. Notice I started from the top left and went down to the top right. If I start at the bottom and go up, that unselects. So top down selects, bottom up unselects. You can use that to your advantage. Okay, I'm going to select everything, and once I've selected everything that I want, I right click to tell the program that I'm done selecting, and it deleted everything for me. Alright, well, let's grab this line tool again. I'm going to draw a line, disconnect, but look here, I have a whole bunch of snap options. So I can snap to midpoint, snap to end, center of a circle, tangents of two arcs, and where two lines intersect. The ones that you're mainly going to be using are the snap to midpoint. You're going to use snap to end a lot, and then snap to intersection. So let's try the snap to end. Well, notice if I'm any place on my line, imagine I have a center point. If I'm any place this way of that center point, it'll automatically snap to the end. Let's try this one. Going this way. See, I'm over half. I'm not right at the end. I'm over half, and it snaps to the end. That works pretty slick. Snap to midpoint will take the center of the line you select. So I can select even down here at the end, and it'll automatically pop it to the center of the line, which is really useful. Now I'm going to just draw a line that crosses, and we're going to use snap to intersection. Now snap to intersection selects the point where two lines cross. You don't select the point where they cross, you actually select the two lines. So as long as you click any place on those two lines, it'll automatically snap to that center. Works pretty slick. Alright, the next tool we're going to use a lot is the text tool. Select the text tool. Oh, let me just cancel that for a second. I'm going to give you a little hint. When using the text tool, we start off with snap to grid. It really helps a lot in getting your text straight across. Select your text tool and type in your text. This is text. You can select different sizes. Our purposes, we're always going to use size 3. Select OK. Now I can lock in one end of my line, and I can go across and move it. Notice I can tilt it any way I want, but I want to snap to grid or go straight across. So I don't want to snap up here or snap there. I want to snap straight across. And that will be my text. Now, try these tools out. Play with the other tools. You need to become familiar with these. There's a lot, especially when you go into CAD B, you'll be using some of the ARC tools, but you should become familiar with it. For CAD A, the line and the text are the two that you're going to use. And remember the snap to grid and your snap to endpoint, snap to midpoint. These tools you're going to use a lot in your next set of drawings. Okay? And it's really important actually that if you are going to join one line to the other, use the snap to end or snap to midpoint tool. Otherwise you end up with a little gap and you'll lose marks for that. Always use snap to end, snap to midpoint, snap to intersection, whatever it happens to be. Always use that.